So we're going to be covering a good chunk of deck profiles coming out of this weekend, just kind of off of information that we have right now. So, first list we're going to be covering out of Sneak Peek Weekend is Garrett Ramsey's stun list. Went 5-0 in Swiss, lost in top 4. It's actually kind of sad, because this deck is actually really spicy. So, we have 2 copies of Fossildyna Pachycephalo. Yeah, 2 Banisher, triple Fossildyna. Man, Fossildyna kind of got fat over the years here. Then we have triple copies of Guiding Ariane. Basically, destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to go reveal 3 counter traps and add them. Also, scaling it, you don't pay life points to activate counter trap cards. This is actually really good. A triple Inspector Border and 2 copies of Thunder King Rao. I forgot this card existed. I actually kind of like this. We have triple Card of Demise, triple or 1 Moon Mirror Shield, 1 Pot of Desires, triple Duality, triple Extrav, triple Twin Twister. And then extra deck here we have triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is interesting for a tech choice. 1 Imperial Order, 2 Sword, triple Wings, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, and triple copies of Solemn Strike. I do see that there are no compulsory evacuation devices here. That bothers me a little bit, because Compulse is really good this format. Also, the fact that Stun can actually just auto-win with Imperial Order is actually kind of crazy. I said that the extra deck does not matter. He just literally played 15 random cards. Just kind of take note of that as well. You can do cheesy stuff and try to play stuff that matters. You know, abuse Super Poly as well. But that's things to discuss. And then we have 1 Doggeron, 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Jizukuru, 2 Slumber, 2 Crackdown, triple Heavy Storm Duster, 1 Macro, 1 Warning, and triple copies of Storming Mirror Force, wrapping up Casey's list here. So, or Garrett's list. Man, I'm so out of it today. So, a couple things to note. Like I said, I kind of want to see Compulse. Really noting the triple Anti-Spell Fragrance, depending on your format, this card can actually be crazy bonkers for levels of interaction and things like that. So, good metagame call. Depending on your format, you can adjust this however you see. If you're going to see more back-row reliant decks, then yes, go to town with this. But it just takes 1 Floodgate, 1 good card to put you in a good position. And Garrett did quite well with this. Next up is an ABC list. This was sent to me in my inbox. Said, hey, I did all right at my sneak peek with this. Would you like to cover it? I was like, well, you know, I've been wanting to kind of see something for ABC this format ever since Widowmaker went to 1. I was wanting to see a way for this deck to do good. Well, here we go. So we have triple copies of A Assault Core, triple copies of Feet, triple copies of B Buster Drake, and triple copies of Sea Crush Wyvern. Then we have 1 Destrudo, triple copies of Pankratops, triple copies of Gamma Seal, and triple copies of the Rock. This main deck is built really, really go second. Then we have triple copies of Called by the Grave, triple copies of Mind Control. Manipulating the opponent's monster into fighting on your side is quite good. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Afterburners, 1 Hornet Drones, 1 Widowmaker, and triple Engage. Yeah, this is as good as it gets. Then we have 1 Terraforming, triple Unity Hanger, and triple copies of Evenly Matched. While you might look at this deck and go, how does this deck actually function? It functions quite well. We're still using the Sky Striker engine to amount massive advantage, and we're still trying to break the board going second. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Shizuku, 1 Kaina, 1 Kagari, 1 Saruja, 1 Platinum, 1 Deco Talker Extended. Ooh. Then we have 1 Baguski, 1 Degust Emerald, and 1 Abyss Dweller. Then we have 1 Don Dragster, 1 Clearwing, actually, triple copies of the Buster Turd. Then we have triple D Crow, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 Magnet Reverse, triple copies of Twin Twister, 2 Heavy Storm Duster, and triple copies of Red Rebuto, wrapping up this list. Going second ABC, a lot of people, like, this was like an underdog deck. Like, this was very much in the tier 2 category. A lot of players have been messing around with this concept for quite a while, trying to explore things, trying to see what they can actually come up with. And here, like, Widowmaker getting hit, a lot of players discounted this deck as dead. And we are still innovating this. And I actually quite like that a lot. I'm actually looking forward to seeing more things come out of the format, especially if we have things like this. So thank you, Kimball, for sending this in. It's actually really cool. And then the next list we have here is top 4 UDS Panama. Now, if you guys have any information regarding Panama or anything out there for top 4 besides Jesse Cotton, you know, I wanted to see some of the Sky Striker lists. If you guys come across any of the Sky Striker list out there through Top Cut, please send them into my inbox. I'd very much like to see what's going on. So, we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We have triple copies of Flame Buffalo. 1 Lady Debug. 2 copies of Nibiru. 1 Falco. 1 Fowl. Triple copies of Foxy. 1 Gazelle. 2 Jack Jaguar. Triple copies of Spinny. And the 1 copy of the Sea Archiver. This looks pretty standard. We have 2 Called by the Grave. Triple copies of Silent Mining. 1 Desires. 1 Circle. 1 Sanctuary. And 2 copies of Will. You play the 3 will to play around the rock, and if your opponent actually has the rock, you know, I'm sorry in advance. We're also seeing 2 copies of Crackdown here. This is a very interesting tech choice. I'm very curious to see, depending on where a format development goes in the near future here, if things are really slowing down, will we see more copies of things like Crackdown? Will we potentially... I don't know. I'm curious. This is very interesting. Then we have 2 copies of Infinite Permanence, 1 Rage, 2 copies of the Roar, and 2 copies of Solemn's Strike. Extract down here we have triple Sunlight Wolf, 2 copies of Heat Leo, triple copies of Balinix, 1 Nightmare, 1 Hida, 1 Borreload, and 1 copy of the Appaloosa. Then we have 2 Mirage Dalio and 1 Abyss Dweller. Side deck here, 2 Lancia, 2 Pankratops, 2 Gamma Seal, 1 Nibiru, 1 copy, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Mind Control, 2 Twin Twister, 1 copy of the Imperial Order, and 1 copy of the Solemn Warning, wrapping up the top 4 Panama UDS deck profile. Very happy with the results for this. It looks very standard, like I said, but overall, I'm very curious to see what more we can really expect. And the last deck list we actually have for you guys today is actually Traptrix. Alright, Traptrix. So this was also sent to my inbox, and this is actually kind of cool. First up, what have Traptrix really done in the previous formats? What can we kind of take a note from that really makes this deck kind of cool? Well, Hallman Cizetto sent this in to me and said, hey, cover this. I did relatively well with this sneak peek. I'm like, okay. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom in Joyous Spring, triple copies of Iron Dragon Tiamaton. We have the 1 Atrax, triple copies of Diana, triple copies of Traptrix Mantis, and triple copies of Myra-Melio. Then we have the 1 copy Utopia Devil. Much like our friends Magical Muskets, we need a way to close the game. And you know how you do that? Double or nothing. The searchable OTK factor, really, for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's kind of hilarious how good this card is. Then we have 2 copies of Pot of Desires. Then we have 1 Bottomless Trapple, triple copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device, 2 copies of Floodgate Trapple. Then we have triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, triple copies of Solemn Strike, 2 Stormy Mirror Force, triple Summon Limit, triple copies of Phantonize the Shade Brigadane, and 1 copy of Traptrix, wrapping up this list. No no Solemn Judgment, no Solemn Warning in the main deck. Everything you kind of need, all built in here. Then we have triple copies of Traptrix Sarah, 1 copy of Pentastag, 1 copy of Tornado Dragon, 1 Time Thief Reader, 1 Utopia the Lightning, 1 Baguska, 1 Utopia Double, 1 Utopia, 1 Giant Hand, 1 Cowboy, 1 Exciton, 1 Castel, and 1 copy of the Abyss Dweller. And then we have triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Phantasmi, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Heavy Storm Duster, wrapping up Hallman's Traptrix list. Out of all of these decks, it's actually kind of cool seeing the diversity and things. We're heading into Chaos Impact this weekend, where things are going to shape up. We're going to start changing the metagame. And with that change in the metagame, I'm going to be curious to see if Dream Mirrors, Marincess, and even the Unchained can do something. Alright, guys. Best of luck to you this weekend. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.